What's up guys, my name's Alex, and in this video I just want to show you guys how you can bring your Shopify stores to Instagram and create a successful brand on there. So we'll be starting off by looking at a few different examples. We'll be looking at some good stores, some bad stores, and the exact characteristics of what actually makes it good and bad and what has to go into these Instagram brands for their success. We'll also be starting from scratch and building a brand new Instagram page for a brand, and I'll show you guys all of the fine detail that has to go into that. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and talk about this. Okay, so I'll start out by just going on my phone and I'll go on Instagram, and for the purpose of this video, let's talk about you guys know those off-brand AirPods that people were selling for a while, you know, those Bluetooth wireless headphones. So we'll just be talking about those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find just a handful, 5 to 10 maybe, brands that are selling these AirPods. And I want to show you guys the different angles of marketing, how these guys are actually branding their stores differently, and I'll show you some poor examples as well as some great examples and everything in between. So I'm going to go ahead and look for a few different brands right now that are selling those fake AirPods, and I'll get back to you guys when I find those, and we'll go over those brands on my computer. So give me 1 second and we'll meet back and talk about those. Okay, so like I mentioned, I went ahead and found a few different accounts selling these wireless earphones, as they put it. So I actually don't recommend selling these. I know a lot of people have actually gotten sued or found themselves in legal trouble from this product, and there's actually some high quality influencers as well that found themselves in trouble over this product as well. So be very careful with whatever it is that you sell, but you always want to know the background information and the legality and all the legal issues and all that stuff with your products. So just be careful. That's just a warning. But anyways, looking at this brand, so they have a high quality logo right here. It looks good. It looks like it fits their brand, although that little coloring right here I don't see anywhere else. But for the general matte black brand on this, they did a good job. So coloring is very important. So as you can see right here, all of their products are that matte black, and all the coloring is about the same, and it looks nice. You got the logo, you got the emojis, the highlight covers, and all of the photos. So the coloring looks nice. You got the name matches up with the brand and everything. Obviously it's just Norpod's official, so looks nice. Their followers to following ratio is pretty nice. Looks like they're just building up their followers right now, and they have a simple description with their website listed right there. So it looks like they're trying to make a luxury style AirPods brand. So doing a good job with that. So as you can see right here, there's no AliExpress photos, and if there is, they're doing a good job of concealing it, but a lot of the photos they have are their products in use and just high quality images, and that's really what you're looking for. So the bio, the logo, and the name align very well. And then if you look right here, these are also very important. These are your story highlights. So some of their stories they can go ahead and post right here, and they'll stay up forever as long as they have it up. But this is a good way to highlight some of the key features of your brand, and I'll get into that later of what you should include in these highlights. But for now, this brand looks very well. Moving over here, we got the OS JetPod. So I know I said I was going to show some very great examples, but in all honesty, I only found maybe like 10 stores and 3 that I wanted to include in this video. So really not going into too much detail on this. I want to make the main focus actually designing the Instagram page. So really quickly, like I mentioned, I just want to show you guys the good and bad examples of what makes these brands good and bad and everything included in that. So we'll go over this really quick. So we have the OS JetPods. As you can see right here, they have the description. There's no emojis or anything other than there and there, so they're kind of lacking a little bit in that aspect, but it is still pretty clean. So you don't have to throw in a million emojis, but a lot of times if the emojis align with your brand well, it'll look good. And then they have their call to action in a way, 75% off limited time, and then pointing to their website. So they linked everything together well. Same with the name of the page and everything, but they don't really have a logo. It's essentially just their product. So They probably could have gone a different route with that and designing a really nice logo to fit their brand, but I'm not going to complain about that. So the main reason I picked this is just because of the high quality photos they use. They used the OS pods in action. They show it, everybody using it, and then just high quality pictures of the product itself, kind of branding it luxury style. You see right here you got a Louis Vuitton wallet, and is that a Rolex watch? You got a nice watch right there. And over here you got the nice luxury matte black. So as you can see, they started off with not the best quality photos, but what they're doing right now, they're improving every day. And May 28th, so they're not an active brand right now, but they could have done something with this, so that's the main point. Alright, lastly, let's move over to the bad store example. So this is not the worst, but it's not good. So move over to Box Pods Co. As you can see right here, the logo does not actually fit their Instagram page. They got Box Pods trademark, which probably isn't trademarked. You guys can get into trouble for false claims on, trademarks, copyrights, and all that. So be careful with that. Don't put any false trademark claims on there, especially when you're selling, a fake version of those AirPods. So anyways, what I do like about this is they do have highlights set up, but the highlight covers aren't that good. And I'm not even going to go through these highlights, so they're probably not that good. But anyways, they have the same emoji listed right there, kind of in bullet points, and then, Bluetooth earphone store, best price and quality, 10,000 happy customers. And they spelled customers wrong, and their followers to following ratio is horrible. As you can see right here, they only have 815 followers, but they're following 619 people. That is just not good. And when you say you have 10,000 happy customers, well, you only have 800 followers. You would think at least maybe 1,000 of those customers would follow your brand if they're really that happy. So essentially it shows that they're lying right now, and that the whole trust factor, when you see a brand is lying, that takes away from the trust factor, and nobody's going to want to trust this brand, right? So, and if you scroll down, I like the branding they did where they put their logo on everything, except some of the photos it looks out of place, like right there, it doesn't look that good. But the photos aren't really all that good in quality, and if you keep scrolling right here, this is horrible. This is clearly photoshopped. These aren't even a real product. Like, you can see how badly designed this is. They probably grabbed this straight from the AliExpress listing, and like I said, you want to avoid uploading AliExpress photos, whether it's their listing photos or their review photos, without, doing a little bit of tweaking and work to it. Sometimes they'll be nice enough to throw up on your store, but a lot of times they'll look like this, and they'll just make your brand look scammy and awful. Okay, so those are two examples of good brands for this product on Instagram and one example of bad brands. Now, I did go into a little bit of detail on the coloring and the bios and the name and all of that, but just for the purposes of this video, I want to go over two Instagram pages that I'm currently running right now. I'm not doing too much with them because I have a lot on my plate, but you see me mention at the end of my videos a lot where I have the free resources to check out. So for my trading videos, my stock trading videos, you'll see a trading Instagram page that I have linked in there for the resources. And then I also have an Instagram e-commerce page, Ecom Advantage, linked. So I'll show you guys how I set up those bios and everything, and how I got everything linked together on those pages really quick, because they fit my overall brand of business and YouTube and all that. So I'm really just trying to build a community and provide as much value as I can. Okay, so we're over here on Daily Investorgram. This is my trading page that I run for, investors, day traders, and all that, and I try to help out everyone I can on there. So as you can see right here, the colors on the logo align pretty well with everything else. You got the highlights and the just the coloring on the page itself. But look right here, we have 1,100 followers with 0 following, so that ratio as well. And then if you look right here, we have the name of the page, and then it just gives you basic description of what this page is. So it's a platform for investors, tells you what you're going to get by following it. You're getting the trading alerts, analysis, and more, telling you that I'm posting the watch list weekly, the trading watch list, so that's an additional bonus. DM me with any questions you have. So I answer every DM we get, and I try to help out our community of traders in any way that I can. And then I have the call to action at the bottom that says join our free trading group, and that will take you to our Discord page with all of our traders. So that is the community that I built on Instagram for trading. Let's look over at Ecom Advantage really quick. Okay, so this is the page that I built for my Instagram resources, and as you can see right here, the name of it aligns with the logo and the name of the overall brand. I repeat it right here. The coloring matches up well with the coloring of the post and everything else, especially the story highlights. And putting the story highlights on your page, well, you can see right here I'm promoting some of my YouTube videos, like this one might be up on this page later. Sales, so this is just, sales from me or, our community of people we're helping out. And then there's just tips and tricks, and I'm really just getting all of these pages started, so I'm not doing too much with these at the moment, but this is just a basic example of how I set these up. So, e-commerce experts, that's who we're targeting and looking for. Well, not targeting, we're the e-commerce experts looking to help other people and make them e-commerce experts. So dropshipping tips and tricks, that's what this page is all about. And the main goal is to help your business take off. We're a community of entrepreneurs and a new YouTube videos right here, and it takes you to this channel. So this is my community of helping e-com people build their business. So let's go ahead and create a brand new Instagram page for you guys' store. Okay, so I'm back over here on the daily Investogram page, and I just logged into that, and I was going to use the Ecom Advantage page, but for some reason I just got locked out of that trying to log in on my browser. So here we are. So starting off, you first want to give your brand a good name. So essentially use the name that you picked for your Shopify store, and if that doesn't work on Instagram, if that name's taken forever for whatever reason, then you might want to consider, changing your brand name if it's used already by a brand, which you probably should have looked into first. But your name. So choose your Instagram name accordingly to your brand, and if something's already taken, you can add like company or co or official or whatever you have to, but don't add too many dots or underscores or numbers. You just want it looking professional like a real brand. Now, moving over, you want to create a nice logo, and if you already have a store running, you probably have a nice logo for your store already created. So just get this over on your Instagram page and clean it up, have it look all nice. So whatever colors you use for your logo, you're really going to want to stick with those for your posts throughout, your highlight covers, your emojis, and everything else. So keep that in mind. Choose your colors accordingly, and don't ignore any of that. Next, what you want to do is actually change this over to a business account. So by doing that, right over here above all this on mobile, you'll see something pop up like entrepreneur, shopping and retail, something like that. So by making it a business account, you have access to more tools like insights and stuff, and product tagging and all of that. But yeah, just go in your settings, and down below you'll see something along the lines of switch to business account, and just go through the process of that and choose your label on there accordingly, all your contact options, and you're in full control of everything displayed on there. So along with setting this up, you have to be frequent with your posting and your stories and all of that. So create a posting schedule, whether it's daily, every other day, twice a day, 3 times a day. The Instagram algorithm will pick up on that pretty quickly, and it likes the consistency. So your fans will like that as well if you post, around 11 a.m. every morning or something like that. Just stay consistent with it, and it will do good for your brand overall. And along with that, post frequent stories, and you can also move those stories over to highlights later on if it does your brand well. So keep all of that in mind. So highlights, you're going to want to have a couple highlights set up, and I actually have one of the brands that I'm running currently over in another tab, and I can't give this away, so I'm just gonna go back and forth and reference that, because obviously these highlights for my investing account will not be the same as your business account. So some things you might want to include on there: I have reviews on my brands page, so you might want to include some customer reviews. You can use those AliExpress reviews or real reviews from your store. I have a sale tab where I will post frequent sales, discount codes, giveaways, BOGOs, stuff like that. And you can just be creative with all of that, and you don't have to include all of these. These are just some examples, but you really want to get highlights on there no matter what. I also have Shop, where I highlight all of the products on my store, upcoming releases, things going out of stock, things getting restocked. Just keep track of the inventory through the stories on there. And the last thing I have on one of the brands that I'm running currently is an FAQ. So just post some of the frequently asked questions and answer them on your stories, and it will actually save you a lot of time from answering emails, as people will see this highlight reel, go through it, and it'll save you a lot of time from answering pointless questions that you guys can just include on there. Next up is engagement. So you really want to get your engagement up, and I know a lot of people do that follow and unfollow, mass following and unfollowing like crazy, where they'll follow 500 accounts and then unfollow them later, and this can get you shadow banned and you won't even know. So to keep up with the algorithm, you have to have frequent engagement, but you don't want to go out and be spammy with it. You don't want to actually, annoy people. So essentially with this, along with posting frequently, go ahead and go on some relevant hashtags to your brand. Just like some of those photos, comment on some of those, interact with other people, and the people who follow those accounts will see that. They might interact with your brand, or the actual person who posted the original post might interact with your brand as well. So you can make a lot of new customers and get a lot of engagement by doing that. So while you're posting, you want to have about 10 to 20 relevant hashtags underneath your post, and by doing that, you'll just create your post and then just go in the comments below and post your series of hashtags. Now these hashtags, you want to have a few under 100,000, you want to have a few in the 100,000 to a million range, and you also want to have a few above the million range for exposure. So when people click on a hashtag with under 100,000 posts, you'll see the newer posts stay up there longer because there's not a lot of new posts being created. So but on the other end, if you're using a hashtag with millions and millions of posts, it'll only stay at the top for a few seconds because there's a ton of posts already above it. So for maximum exposure, use a ton of relevant but different hashtags, and make sure that you have, under 100,000, in the middle range, and above a million. So there's no set of rules that you have to follow when branding your Instagram page, but just be creative with it, stand out from your competition, and even go look at what your competition is doing right now. So just go ahead and look at some of the competitor stores to get some ideas, but there's not some, specific checklist of what you have to include. Now, the bio is very important on your brand, and a lot of the times what I like to include, so I'll just reference the one I'm running right now. I'm telling what it is on the first line, so a relevant emoji telling what it is. That brand I scaled, I am scaling right now, so I put 100,000 plus satisfied customers, and that's true. You don't want to lie about that. So when your store's scaling and you actually have a long-term brand built on Instagram and you're just ready to grow that page, you can include the number of customers or orders or whatever on there, but I wouldn't recommend lying about that. So fast and free worldwide shipping, that's just obviously another promotion we're running, a selling feature, which I do on all of my stores. I don't always promote them, but I put in the bio fast and free worldwide shipping, and I just put SLL encrypted checkout to kind of add to the trust factor, because a lot of people, when they find a new brand on Instagram, there's going to be a little bit of weariness and not exactly trusting them. So the encrypted checkout is a good feature. And then I just have the call to action, a couple of arrows pointing down, and shop here with the website. So just be creative with it. You can test out a few different things with that, but there's really no cutout way that you have to do this. So hopefully I went over all of the relevant features with branding on Instagram. If you guys have any questions about this whatsoever, just go ahead and comment them below or DM me, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can on that. Okay, by now I hope you guys have everything that it takes to bring your Shopify store to Instagram and start making sales on there. If this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and drop a like to help me out, and subscribe as there's plenty more to follow. And there's 2 ecom resources linked in the description below. The first one being a free Facebook group that you guys are welcome to join, and the second one being an Instagram page with tons of useful content on there. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.